it's the old Drop Frame Show. It's been a month. Feels like forever. Feels like an eternity, really. I forgot how to do this entire show. I forgot
I'm
how to
just
press
glad that
record and intro.
we're not quitting.
Yeah, I'm glad we took a month to think about it, and here we are. You know, after all that intense discussion in the Slack and the money
Yeah.
that me and Zeke had to pull together from our Saudi princes to get Co on the show. You
Yep.
know, it.
I am expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, thankfully I pulled out of all of my crypto and NFTs. Like I pulled out
At the right time.
right on time.
Yes. Yeah. As you,
Smart.
Good call. Good call. Smart.
Smart.
Very smart. How you been, Zeke? What you been up to? What's been going on?
Not much, man. You know, doing the normal thing, playing new games, old games, having fun.
There's new games.
I know, right? There's always new games. Any indie Saturday, I am spoiled for choice. I have so many like suggestions of like new indie games of varying quality from, I would say from 1 to 10, but like they start at 0. They start at like 0 quality.
Sure.
But yeah, there's always new games coming out. You just gotta like, you know, those people you're like, oh man, I can't find a lady. I can't get laid. It's like, you just gotta lower your standards. Same with games. Like, you can't find any new games. You just gotta lower your standards, bro. There's new games coming out all the time.
You're not wrong. I look. Here's the thing, though. My standards are already low, Zeke. I've been playing League for a month. Okay, I've seen the shit of the shit. I've been at the lowest of lows. There's been no highs. It's just been low times over here. So you're right. Maybe I just gotta search a little bit more. Co, how are you doing? I'm gonna cut Zeke off there. I know he had something to say, but look, that's the show, Zeke. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yep.
It's been a month. Co's got to have his time.
This is where we
are.
are.
He already messaged me and said the contract, JP. 70%. It's got to be me.
70% of the
my
show.
head was too big these
I'll
last
take it.
3 weeks. I needed to bust my self-esteem down a little bit, and I feel good. You humbled me, and I feel better now.
Excellent. You're incredibly ugly. Anyway, so what have I been doing? It's big Tyrion Lannister. Thank you.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, so things have been good. I have been kind of not only playing, kind of like Zeke said, I would maybe not go as far as saying that there's a lot of bad games to look for, but there are a lot of indie games and little releases that have come out.
Stuff, yeah.
Where it's those kind of games where you heard about them like months to years ago, but then you just kind of lost track of them, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, that released yesterday. Like, oh, cool. So I've been doing a lot of those types of games, checking out some early access stuff like Helperth and Keplerth. Never get that name right, and things like that. So it's been fun. It's been fun. I finally got some time in Grim Dawn. Got Grim Dawn, the main story Grim Dawn done. That was a huge amount of fun. Also ended up doing a few other like games that I've been wanting to, but just never really had the time to play. Chaos Gate. Chaos Gate was really cool.
Did you
just
finish
all
that?
sorts of. No, I actually restarted it twice, and then on my third playthrough, I kind of got into the groove, and then they nerfed everything.
Okay, all right.
So basically, I had.
We'll get to that then. Okay.
Yeah, I had been specifically making my team revolve around this one mechanic, and then in one patch they were like, no.
Gotcha.
So it's been a thing. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been very fun. Still really enjoying King Arthur. That's kind of been the hidden gem so far for the last month. King Arthur Knight's Tale is it's basically like an XCOM RPG set in kind of Avalon, which is the place where King Arthur and his knights go when they die. So it's this really cool kind of like fully voice acted XCOM style, pretty deep RPG with like a full itemization. Like every character it's like of a class, but they have their own kind of unique role of skills. It's really cool. I've been really enjoying it.
Did that was that in early access and it just had like a 1.0 release or something like that? Because I remember playing. Okay. So I remember playing that and going, "Wow, this is actually really good and really well done." And not just that, but it's like graphically, it looks really good.
Graphically, it's good. There's some great voice acting, and it's interesting because I played in parallel Chaos Gate and King Arthur, and the the differences are really stark because in Chaos Gate, it's all about procedural. It's a focus on the gameplay, and when you go into a map, it's just a procedural role with like one of three different objectives. But then King Arthur, like every single map, every mission has like generally at least 1 to 5 uniquely voice acted characters. Sometimes you meet entirely new characters and learn their story. All of the levels are hand tailored, so it was a very different experience between the two. And I actually got to a point where I had to decide, okay, I need to finish one of these. Which is it going to be? And King Arthur won out. So I've been kind of I've kept going with King Arthur. So yeah,
Nice.
yes, so I super recommend it. It's definitely a hidden gem.
Nice. We'll look at some footage of that a little bit later, I would assume.
What
Uh,
about you, JP?
Yeah, what about you?
literally, I wasn't kidding. I've driven my channel into the ground further by just playing League for the past month. that's that's all I do.
Did you swap over PoE though?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you playing PoE?
Funny enough, it's actually worse than League, so I'm going back to League here probably tomorrow. PoE sucks to stream. It's really difficult to stream right now. I think I was like 11th in the to get into the terminology, the thick of it. I was 11th in the directory with 800 viewers, which is like not that healthy of a directory. Pretty top heavy on that. Quinn takes the bulk of it. And then, like Mathel and Ziz and all them fill in after that. But then it's a pretty stark drop off. But yeah, PoE's also, we'll talk about when we get to it, but the league had a pretty rough launch with just them making it the hardest game I've ever, it's like Boshy fucking ARPG levels.
It was so ridiculous, man.
So
like
hard.
I spent literally 5 minutes chipping away at a boss. just
Dude,
like you see its
crazy.
bar, just like
it's crazy.
while you're just full bore shooting at it.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild.
So they fixed it a little bit, but we'll talk about it when we get to that. But yeah, pretty much I think I played some Overwatch. I played some Overwatch as well. That was a thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that was I would call it
Was
a
it
flash. I think it ends, the beta period ends in like 2 days, or it might have already ended. I'm not sure. I have I was gonna call it a flash in a pan, but I think a flash in a pan is more of an event than what Overwatch 2 was. Like that thing was live for 2 days. They had drops on Twitch. It had like 1.3 million viewers, and then everyone got the fuck out. They realized it's still Overwatch.
I think there was one there's a lot of Twitter accounts that do like mathematical looks at different events that happen across Twitch. And I think for Overwatch, they said that within a week, in one of the highest recorded drops in history for a game that's still active, it lost, I think, 96% of viewership.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
When they checked it. Yeah, it was pretty big. Excuse me. I'm sorry, that was incorrect. 99.
Okay. The Twitch chat rounds up for maximum negativity.
Yeah, Twitch chat does. Yeah, they like to pad it a little bit. Yeah.
They got to get the maximum amount of negativity in there. So,
maximum amount of oof.
Since I've seen it so much,
yeah,
I think they should probably just change the name to Omega Lulverwatch.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just replace the first O with the icon. Yeah.
That's all anybody puts when they talk about this game.
Hey, it would make sense. Activision loves just releasing the same shit, so just make a third one.
Omega Lulverwatch, and then the 2 actually has a scratch through it, and it's 1.1 is what it probably should be.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's the most Twitch apt title.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it was fun for 24 hours, but as I told my chat, it was fun because we had 10 other people, like friends, that we were playing all the same game with. And like, hey, it turns out when you play a competitive game with 10 people, you tend to have fun with that, probably regardless of what the game is. So yeah, I don't know what the future of Overwatch looks like. It's rough. It's rough.
Full disclosure. Actually, somebody linked me the article. It was 99%.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Thanks, Twitch chat. Appreciate it.
Yikes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
99% viewership drop. And within, was it a week? I think for the opening week. Yeah.
It was fast.
Woo!
Yeah. It was a big deal. A big drop off. Yeah, then we can do a little bit of news. There's we had the big news of this past week, which we'll get to, but for some more silly news, Did you see that Dr. Lupo was banned for 7 days this morning for
I
telling
saw that.
Ninja to
from
sit on his
Twitch.
face in his chat? He got banned from Twitch for 7 days, and now
Oh,
he's
from Twitch.
from Twitch
Okay.
for telling Ninja to sit on his face, and now he's already unbanned, which is an even worse look.
Well, yeah.
Why? The whole
Well,
thing is
okay,
just silly.
okay. Listen. Here's the thing. If I was the Twitch person in charge of that, like in charge of like,
It was probably automated, and then they realized,
well, yeah.
oh fuck, is what happened.
yeah, like timing out or suspending or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is. If I was in charge of that, I would probably do the same thing. I'll be honest with you. I'll probably be like, all right, let's shut it down for now. No, let's look into it. Okay, that's bullshit. Let's undo it and apologize, or maybe not even apologize.
We're not going to apologize. We never apologize.
We're not going to apologize. That's a bad look.
Yeah.
But we'll undo it.
It was real silly. And then speaking of banned streamers, I haven't seen it yet because I don't see ads on Twitch thanks to Twitch Turbo. I don't know why that came out like an ad. But apparently Dr. Disrespect is on an ad on Twitch. Have you guys seen the ad? What is?
I saw the ad. It's for Fortnite. He is one of
Wait,
the
what?
Yep. He is one. I think he played Fortnite for a little bit when it went no build.
Okay.
And he is apparently in that ad, which is running on Twitch. We talked about this a little bit on stream this morning. So here's the thing: Dr. Disrespect is banned on Twitch, and theoretically, anytime a streamer uses any banned person on their stream, they then also get a ban. It's happened many times in the past. There's precedent for it.
Yep.
But the important difference in this case is a buttload of cash.
Is that how that works? Epic just shoveled in they brought in the wheelbarrow.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Kind of a weird website. It always has been.
I'm sure they would actually, the official message is probably, yeah, well, we never said banned streamers couldn't be in ads.
I guess.
I don't see that. Do you see that in the TOS? Because I don't see that in the TOS.
I suppose.
They probably said it in that voice too.
Yeah. Yeah. Accurate. What does he do in the ad? Is he just playing Fortnite?
They're going through a bunch of clips. I don't even remember what it is. They were just like going through like it's like a standard highlight reel where it's just, streamers playing the game and say something funny, do something funny, goes to the next streamer. He's just like one of those streamers. Just goes through them.
Can you watch the ad on Twitch in a stream?
Blowing my mind here, JP. I don't.
What are we
completely?
doing there?
This is completely unexplored territory. No, to be blunt, you can't.
I guess
because
not, right?
If Dr. Disrespect was in another ad, and you were to put that on this, a streamer can't put Dr. Disrespect on this channel. Twitch can do whatever they want because they're Twitch,
right?
But a streamer cannot put the ad. Like that's where the line.
That's true.
So yeah. So funny enough, weirdly enough, if a streamer had permission to watch his friend and didn't have Twitch Turbo and his friend didn't have a sub button, and he then went to his friend's stream with permission to watch it, and that ad played, theoretically that streamer could then get it for it.
Exciting times.
Exciting times.
Oh, we have a Twitch staffer commenting in my chat on this. Ron, we're going to call you out. He says, as long as he is not the focus of the stream. So I guess it could work. I guess we're not testing it.
So in that case, that should be okay. So if it's just in an ad that plays before a stream, then I guess that should
be wait a minute. It's being treated like sex and nudity in a game. Like as long as it's not the focus, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll just blur them out. Weird website, weird times. What else is here's some. Did you see the FIFA story? Did you guys hear about this? This is a good one.
Nope.
So a while back, EA reported they were considering changing the title of, FIFA, the annual game that they have that's massive, to something removing the FIFA brand from it because the company that owns FIFA was charging them $1 billion for a 4-year license to put FIFA in the title of that game. And so EA is thinking that they were publicly stating that they're thinking about changing the name. And I guess the soft change on social media and whatnot didn't bother people too much. So they went ahead and did it. FIFA is no longer called FIFA. It's called EA Sports FC. It'll happen next year. So FIFA 23 is the last in that game release. And then from now on, after that, it'll be called EA Sports FC. But the funny part of the story is in the press releases, EA put out a press release and FIFA put out a press release. The FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, which his last name is hilarious because of the statements I'm about to read. He says, quote, "I can assure you that the only authentic, real game that has the FIFA name will be the best one available for gamers and football fans. The FIFA name is the only global original title. FIFA 23, FIFA 24, FIFA 25, and FIFA 26, and so on. The constant is the FIFA name, and it will remain forever and remain." And then in the press release, all caps, he puts, "the best." The statement. And that's what the FIFA president had to say.
Okay, big guy.
They don't even have a developer
to
make their game.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So there is no game as of now.
No,
He's just saying that it will be whenever it's made.
Yeah.
The best game.
Yeah, big Trump energy.
Okay.
So
I mean, because of all of those companies that have $1 billion and change to buy a game name with, I'm sure are going to have all the resources to make that perfect soccer game he's envisioning right now.
Yeah.
Oh my lord,
hold on.
dude.
FC stands for football club, as far as I know, right?
It stands for soccer club. The F is silent.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying football club.
I believe
it's
you're
not
right.
Football league.
No.
Yes, they call them clubs, which are like teams.
Right. But it's not only a stupid name because it's already stupid. It's a dumb name. EA Sports FC is dumb. But FC means football club. Like, do you control one club or all the clubs? I'm guessing you control any of the clubs you want, right?
I guess, yeah.
What I understand, the equivalent, like in Americanese, it would basically be called EA Sports Soccer Team.
Exactly.
Yes, that is basically what they're calling their new game.
That just rolls off the tongue. I can't wait for the intro of that.
Yes.
Oh man, I just.
And also, since FIFA is 4 letters, right? Couldn't they just take the sports out and just be EAFC? Like, that seems like it way easier.
Meanwhile,
Maybe.
EA is like,
we could do that.
what did we think of that, man?
we could do that.
Y'all hear this doofus on Twitch? I mean, why? How much am I paying you?
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Jesus.
I need to be on a marketing team.
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody hire me.
I think so. I think that's how it works out.
Silly
Silly story.
featuring Ezekiel the Third.
silly story. I don't know.
Well, I mean, and also, like, isn't it kind of funny that now is EA's trying to distance himself from FIFA?
Yeah.
That shows you how bad fucking FIFA is. Like, FIFA is like,
Well,
if EA is like, whoa, we got to get it.
I don't think they wanted to pay $1 billion. I mean, that's half
kidding.
of what.
I know.
I know what you're saying.
To put it bluntly, EA would probably sponsor child pornography if it was in their interest. So like if they could make money off that, they don't care. It's a money making company. So it's purely money. I don't think it has anything to do with that. There are no ethics there anymore.
Yeah. It's good optics. Ethics and optics are two different things for sure.
Yes, exactly. It's good PR.
Yeah.
That's not saying anything bad about PA. It's just a soulless company. You know, I mean,
EA, not PA.
EA.
Pennsylvania is great.
Pennsylvania's fine. We love Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's
we love
big.
Pennsylvania.
We got big viewership there. We love you guys.
Big
keep
viewers.
Watching. You guys are great.
Big viewers in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Steelers.
Maybe every other Sunday, something like that. EVE Online announced a partnership with Microsoft Excel. They finally did it. That's pretty smart. Yeah. Soon you'll be able to. Okay. This is about 10 days old. Yeah. So the idea is that you'll be able to transport in-game data directly into Excel. So now, because like for those that have not played EVE, I guess at the highest level, it's a game that's literally driven by data and spreadsheets. That's how they do the majority of. it's how they make the majority of the decisions in that game, and it's how like everything is known and housed and stored. It's all in spreadsheets. And so now they've just announced, screw it, we'll have some sort of API that can like spit this data out rather than making our players do all the work. So it was
It's really brilliant.
big deal. It was big deal, big day for the like they had a live audience, and the audience like got very excited when this was announced, which might be the silliest thing. It's strange, but hey, if that's what your user base wants, then why not?
If that's what they want, man. If that's what they're going to use, more power to them.
Yeah,
more power to them.
I can actually relate this to something that I did recently. I played a game from '93 called Shining Force.
Oh yeah,
which is like the first like fire or one of the first like Fire Emblem like grid-based strategy like army games, whatever, tactics games.
Mhm.
And if someone said to me like, or any of the Shining Force fans was like, we made all of the menuing, we made it way better. Like I completely understand that, because the menuing in that game is like I don't understand the person who did it.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculously bad, like convoluted, way too like many button pushes to get one thing done. But if someone said like, we made it one button, I'm like, fuck yes, I want to play that game again.
That was.
I'm sure people are like spreadsheets. Woo!
You said that was 92. Is that when that game came out?
1993, yeah.
Yeah, there was no iteration. That was just a game that came out. There was no time for making iterations on games. It was just a game.
Oh no, I know that. Yeah, totally.
So it makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm curious to see. I've forgotten what that game looks like. You said Shining Force, and I was like, I remember that game.
I lurked in those streams. Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at that in just a bit. What else do we got news wise? Final Fantasy is nearing the end of development, according to Yoshi P. That was about 2 weeks ago. He came out and said that. People are pretty excited. We might get it. They said trailer is coming, I think, soon was the language they used. So that might be a June thing, a Summer Game Fest thing, or whatever
Or to that
E3 is this year, or the E3 equivalent this year. So that'll be cool. What else do we got? I guess the big news, which we could spend some time on or not, was Bethesda came out this past week, and they have announced that the only game coming out this year has been delayed to next year, as Starfall has been delayed to 2023. Funny enough, they also led with Redfall. I forgot that was a video game. So
funny enough, as did 90% of the people that read that.
Yes, yeah, it's. So they're both delayed to 2023. Redfall is like their vampire game that Arcane Austin is making.
Co-op, yeah, it looks kind of like a Left 4 Dead-y, potentially. I don't think we see much gameplay at all, but it looks like a small team-based cooperative shooter of some kind.
Yeah, we've seen one trailer for it, and that's it. I don't think we've seen gameplay.
Starfield Redfall.
Yeah,
Starfield Redfall.
Yep, correct. Those names will get confused a billion times, so you're fine. It'll happen. But yeah, Starfield, probably the biggest release of the year, or I guess people were thinking was one of the bigger releases left in this year.
Let's go with most hype.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate. I would agree with that statement. Is pushed into next year. So I wonder if we're just going to see this shift. Granted, it's because of COVID most likely, and them just like pushing games out because they want to make sure it's right, and they don't want to crash and burn, because we've seen that in recent years and blah 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 blah. But with them pushing this now, it'll be another year where like March/February is the month for video games, as it was this past year. I wonder if that's going to become the norm after something like this, because Elden Ring did it, Horizon did it. It seems to work.
Some interesting side news. There were some very passionate responses, especially about Phil, that came out about this, which I found very interesting. In fact, I think one of the lead devs for God of War was saying that Phil should step down. He should actually quit over this. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that was
for
an Onion article.
mismanaging the game.
For basically not stepping in and holding deadlines and things of that nature. Let me see if I can find
Yeah,
the actual
I'm
article
curious.
here.
Starfield. You said God of War, Dev?
I believe it was God of War.
This size is Phil. Let's see.
God of War creator David Jaffe
Oh, that
criticizes
was
head of
David Jaffe.
Xbox Phil Spencer. Yeah.
Okay.
Original God of War director.
Yeah, as soon
I'm
as you
sorry.
said David Jaffe,
Not
then
this
that
one.
makes sense. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Uh,
he actually said like during his 3-hour YouTube live stream yesterday, "You suck, Phil Spencer," said the veteran game developer after reading out Spencer's tweet. "You are me when I was 28." Jeff compared Spencer's current situation to his time working on a never-released project for Sony. He explained that it took him a while to learn that having commercially viable ideas and knowing how to design a game are not always the same as actually producing one. While he argues that Spencer's a great planner and real visionary, the Xbox head is simply unsuited for his position.
Now,
Like,
wait a minute. Are these
he
guys friends?
clarified
I talk about you like that all the time, Co. Like on my channel.
I don't think they're friends.
that's fair.
Okay.
He clarified that he does not want Phil Spencer fired, but that Xbox desperately needs to find someone better at managing development. Like,
Wowzers.
I mean, a strong statement. I
yeah.
don't know if I agree with it. Granted, I don't know if I disagree with it because I
I'll
don't
go
know
ahead and
anything
say
about it.
well, I would say I strongly disagree with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Microsoft bought Bethesda last year, and Starfield has been in production for actual like years and years and years. So to think that if the project's in a state where it's not going to be released this year, like to
Yeah.
think that Phil could step in and crunch the devs into like in existence to make sure they get out a quality product.
Right.
Like, no, I mean, for all we know, Phil might be the reason that it got delayed. He might have walked in and said, "You are not releasing this garbage. Like you are
Sure.
you are going to keep making this until it's a decent Microsoft
That
product
sounds like Phil.
because we owe you now." That sounds like something Phil would do. So the idea that like, yeah, I was stunned when I read that. The idea that especially now, like maybe if Bethesda was under Microsoft's umbrella for like, 3 or 4 years or something, like they actually could have done something early, but at this stage,
Yeah.
that seems a lot. Especially he's not even like running that company. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Very, very weird take.
For the record, when I said his name, you immediately were like, "Oh." So is
It's
this
David Jaffe.
David,
Jaffe's
is he
been
known
on
for this? I don't know a lot about him.
Yeah, I mean, like his David Jaffe says a lot of shit like this, and I think it's because Jaffe loves being talked about. Because the last game he made that was significant was God of War, the trilogy,
Like,
I guess.
so the originals.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
he says a lot of incendiary stuff.
Okay.
Good or bad takes, whichever quality you want there. He's got a lot of them. But yeah, as soon as he said that, I thought you meant like a current God of War.
Well, I'm going to be blunt. I didn't know of him. So, and I didn't until you brought it up. I didn't realize that it was a previous one. So,
Yeah,
it's an important distinction. An important distinction.
Sure. But yeah, Elden. I was about to say Elden Ring because I was reading some headlines. Starfield delayed is wild. I was not expecting that. I thought that was going to be their thing. Like, what do they have for the end of the year? Is there
When I heard Starfield was coming out this year, one of the first things I said was, "There's no way that's going to happen. Absolutely no way that's going to happen." Considering we'd seen no gameplay, their hype chamber has been like nearly non-existent. Outside of like a few dev interviews with Todd, like every now and then, I not only when I said this back when they announced it. Not only do I think it's going to be pushed now, I think we're going to get at least one more delay. And now we've had those leaks from the Bethesda employees who are like, "This is not a game anywhere near release." Like it's yeah. I don't know, man. It's not looking great for Starfield.
Yeah, they've only put out those those EA style dev things where they just talk about and smell their own farts for 5 minutes about something in the game, and then they wrap it up. So I was expecting like, and we still might get gameplay or like an announcement of what everything is at this Xbox event that they announced in June.
That'd be great.
I would assume it's probably going to be there, but it might not. If they don't have that, I don't know what's at that. I don't know what the big deal is at that event.
If they take this delay as an excuse to not show anything this summer,
Yeah,
I think the project is in a lot worse place than anyone thought.
sure.
The best thing they could do it shows something incredible at this summer. If they showed like really good gameplay from Starfield, because then people would be like, oh, you delayed it to make it from good to awesome.
Right.
Okay, like I'm on board with this. Let's get hyped about it. But if they actually don't show anything from Starfield over the summer, that's gonna be incredibly eye-opening. Like people should be like straight concerned about the product at that point. Like they should just be worried if you're
Very
a
true.
Starfield fan.
Very true. I was looking to see like Hellblade 2 doesn't have a release date yet, so maybe they try to push that up for the end of the year. But that obviously doesn't have the, you know, the impact or the oomph that a Starfield would. Granted, still fantastic. Most looking to be a fantastic game. Just doesn't have the wide appeal of like the next Skyrim, right? There's very little games that could fill that gap.
For sure.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to be at this this showcase in June. If Starfield isn't there, couldn't tell you how they close that out. I think they also stated that event is going to be 90 minutes, so they must have a lot of stuff to show if that time is not fictitious and I'm not making it up.
It would be incredibly awkward, especially after the delays, if they pull like what was it, 3 or 4 years ago during one of the Bethesda E3 showcases. The entire showcase was basically them just like patting themselves on the back and just like pictures of their studio and the people that worked there, and like there was almost nothing about games in it.
Yeah,
Like, oh my lord, that would be not the best look for 90 minutes of showcase. For
yeah.
that.
They gotta.
Are they actually doing a Bethesda showcase, or is it just a Microsoft showcase?
It is called the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. So
Okay.
they're putting them in the title, which means they got to come out and show a bunch of stuff. So I would expect it to be there.
We'll get the regular stuff. We'll get a lot of ESO stuff. Probably get some 76 stuff. Probably some mobile stuff. I think they have a couple mobile things happening right now.
Yeah, I think
That'll probably be a lot of it.
so. If not, we'll get some mobile stuff. That's the industry right now. So yeah, we'll have more information on that as it gets closer. But right now it's scheduled for, funny enough, Sunday, June 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So literally right when the show starts on June 12th,
Perfect.
which works out. Yeah, they got the memo. I said, Phil, help us out. I said, okay, no problem.
So
Save
this,
us, Phil.
Yeah.
Save us.
this shows how out of touch I am with like what everyone is playing. Usually, like what more people are playing in the world. Elden Ring just surpassed Call of Duty Vanguard as the top-selling game of the year.
Yep.
I don't know anybody who's fucking playing that, and guess what number 3 is? Fucking Madden.
Oh yeah, Madden every
US.
year is
Madden.
huge.
Oh, huge.
I don't know
the thing
anybody who's playing either of those games right now.
Playing Call of Duty.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. The
Warzone
the
is
audiences
generally
and
out
the
of touch.
types of players that play Call of Duty and that play Madden, some of those people, they don't play video games.
Mm.
They play Madden. They don't play video games. They play Call of Duty. Like there are these entire like gigantic populations of people that, for instance, their day consists of actually going outside and playing sports and then getting home and playing Madden. So it's just like they're not in our groups. They don't travel. They're not like gamers. They're it's like, you know how some streamers pick one game and that's all they stream. That's what they are. They're like one game players. And more power to them. I mean, that's great. That's awesome. But at the same time, that means they don't generally mesh with what we do. You know, they don't do variety. They don't do that kind of stuff. Yeah. Those are huge audiences. Huge audiences.
There's-
Same for
Call
soccer.
of Duty,
The
Call of Duty,
FIFA audience as well. Massive. Absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, I see like, you know, I don't travel in a lot of FPS circles, but I know that Call of Duty is people play it, and I see it on Twitch. Am I just completely ignorant to like the huge Madden following on Twitch, or is that not there?
Well, I mean, there's people that stream Madden on Twitch and play Madden on Twitch. I mean, there's
Well, I'm
a,
sure
like
there
like
are,
the
but,
same way
like,
for
is it
FIFA.
huge?
I don't know if it's huge.
S-Fan is probably like the biggest Madden streamer, but
And then there's a ton
Yeah.
of international FIFA streamers. Like what was that? What was Castro? I think is the name. Like
Yeah, he
they'll just
plays a
sit
lot
there
of
and
FIFA.
open boxes and card stuff and get like tens of thousands of viewers watching.
right.
They're there. They're there. Absolutely.
It's like the Switch, right? Like the Nintendo games generally don't do well on Twitch, but right now the Switch is like the highest selling fucking console of it. It surpassed
Beating
the
out
PS4.
PS4.
Yeah, which is insane to consider. So it's one of those things that I think as streamers we're often forgetful that like Twitch isn't necessarily a direct correlation to success, right? It's just
like any
another
social
avenue.
platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Like
fall
any
victim to
social
that all the
platform.
time. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and these ecosystems that like totally miss me for many reasons, not the least of which is my age. But like, I saw a documentary on Roblox, and I had never heard of it before.
Oh yeah. Huge.
And I watched the documentary. I was like, "What the? Apparently, this is like every kid is playing this ever,
Yep.
and kids that aren't even born yet are playing it." And what
Yes,
I had never
actually
heard.
in the womb. Have you heard of the new in vitro controllers? It's
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roblox is
Well, I'm not
massive.
no, but the other reason is I don't have children. I'm not around children.
That's why
Not
I know.
because I'm not allowed. Before you say it, fuckers.
that's why I know Roblox is the kid used to play it when she was younger. But apart from that, I would have no idea. I'd be right there with you, Zeke. I would have no idea. That, and I guess they made us play it at that the PJ Sultan way back in the day. Do you remember that, Zeke?
wow.
When we were on the stage and you got real tilted while playing that? But then I got real tilted because I had to play DDR on those shitty fucking dance pads and I lost. Man, still salty about that one.
Oh yeah, man.
Still whew, opened up a wound right there. Thanks for that
Oh
memory.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do I still have that on my?
What the?
Up there on my shelf. I don't know if you can see it back there. Is it? Can you see it?
Not really.
Okay.
Wait,
Still dark.
you still hold the cup? When did you get it?
No, I have a gold salt for I subbed in. I was one of the salty subs. Like I played one round and won the tournament or won the PJ Sultan thing, and it was a really great way to win
Sure.
a salty tournament because it's like sub in, you get the trophy over everybody who's played every round. It was fucking great.
That's great. That's how it should be. Yeah. What else is there in the old news? Zeke mentioned Elden Ring sold over 13 million copies, which is insane. Congrats to them. Makes me really wonder what their future games look like, if they change them at all, if they become annual, if they do anything different, or if it's just more of the same. We'll see. With all that.
Think about their track record.
Yeah.
They came out with Dark Souls, and then they copied that mostly into Bloodborne, and then they copied that mostly into Dark Souls 2, and then they copied that mostly into Dark Souls 3, and then when the community cried out for something new, they made Elden Ring, so now we'll probably see Elden Ring 2 and Elden Ring.
Sekiro in
So
there
it's like,
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But it's if anything, I think they're just going to take exactly what worked in Elden Ring and make more of it. And frankly, I think that's exactly what the people want right now. So everybody wins.
I agree. Yeah. We'll get some DLC too, right? Like there's got to be some DLC for that game. No way
They
not
talked
gonna
at
do
all
it.
about that?
They haven't. They have not. I wonder if that's something we'll get in June. Is a DLC announcement. I'm sure Keeley would love to have more Elden Ring news at the Summer Game Fest that he gets to break.
The Bloodborne 2 announcement with the coupling of the PC version coming to Bloodborne 1.
Yeah, is it?
There you go.
There you go. That'd be.
We're gonna go ahead and call it right now. We're gonna put that down.
That Bloodborne's coming to PC.
Bloodborne 2 with the announcement that Bloodborne 1 comes to PC remastered. Yep, right there.
Well, that would be
no copium, only
apropos. Like I just played it again on the PS, the PlayStation at 30 FPS. I played it when it was shitty, so it's about time they put it out like right after I get done playing.
Right after you finish it.
It looks 60 FPS and it looks amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hi.
Makes a ton of sense. He heard Elden Ring. He came here to play.
You want?
He's a good dog.
Yeah.
All right. This is Lilith. I love my Lilith.
She's a good dog. She's just there for the pets. She said, "Why'd you stop?"
Come on, that's gotta work. He's doing that shit. God damn it. All right, come here.
Yeah. Resident Evil came out, said they shipped 6.1 million copies of Village. So Capcom's doing what Capcom does and just talks about how well they're doing nonstop.
Village was good. They deserve it. It was a good entry.
Did you guys watch the Gotham Knights footage that they put out? It did not look great. It had some big Avengers feels to it in terms of
Is that the
gameplay.
one where the screenshots were going around of like the inventory and the item system and people were like, is this real or placeholder?
I don't know. I would believe that the UI was horrid. Yeah, it looked awful. It looked very mobile, with just giant fucking numbers everywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Wait, Chad is saying that's not what that was. Okay, I must have seen something else.
Okay, yeah. So they showed the first footage of that this past week with Nightwing and Red Hood in the video. I think it was like 10 minutes long or something. It didn't look great, so hopefully they work on that. And it just there's a lot of sliding around. It looked like a current gen graphics with old gameplay from past couple of years. It didn't look great. We'll see what happens because that's supposed to still ship this year. But the feedback that I saw from everyone else was pretty similar to what I'm saying. It looked bad. So see what happens with that. What else? Nintendo did like a little indie showcase this past week. They showed some interesting games there. Gunbrella was one of them. I don't know. Devolver Digital game looks really cool. Looks kind of like Mega Man-y.
Gunbrella?
Yeah. You play a
I see all about their releases, the Devolver releases.
looks good. Looks really good. I think that was there's also a
Oh, it's not out yet. It's planned. Okay.
yeah, it's not out yet.
For 2020. Got it.
There's a crab game that was in there that looked like crab. It was basically crab Dark Souls, where you go and get a crab
Souls.
shell on your back, and you turn into a something, and you get a.
What's the fucking name, JP? I need to know.
I forget the name, but it was Crab Souls. Was what was trending.
Crab.
Another Crab's
Souls.
Treasure. Another Crab's Treasure is the name of the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They showed a little bit more Cult of the Lamb. That's still looking good.
That game looks awesome.
Yeah.
That is like one of my most hyped games right now. Binding of Isaac plus base building.
Yep.
In
probably
a
come out this year,
crazy
too.
looking world. That game looks awesome.
Yeah. I'm hoping that comes out here.
So here for it
this year. Yeah. I don't think there was any other. I'm trying to think of like big trailers that I watched this past. Oh, did you? You guys played a lot of NBA Jam, by the way, as kids, right? You're aware of?
kids.
Okay. So, not necessarily the biggest announcement, but in Dota 2, you can have custom announcer packs. So they have like a Rick and Morty announcer pack, right?
Right. Yeah. Sure.
And so now, a couple of the community members, casters and whatnot, banded together and got the voice, Tim Kitzrow, to do the NBA Jam Dota 2 announcer. It's incredible.
That's
Now,
kind of
hold on.
amazing.
Does it sound like? Does it sound old or does it sound clean?
No. It's like he record like I'm here. Fuck it. We'll just watch. It's hilarious. I've watched this trailer. I don't know 3 times probably.
Oh, dude, Bill Clinton, Al Gore was my team.
Yeah, They play Space Jam in the beginning of the song, the beginning of the trailer. So I'm gonna skip that, so we don't get DMCA.
Thank you.
But let's just go to like right here. So here's him showing. These are the voice lines. If you look in the, how would this be? Is that top left for viewers? I have to think about that. It tells you what each voice line will be in terms of the actions happening. Here we go.
Completed their lineup and, oh God, it looks terrible. 10 seconds to pick. It's go time. 10, 9, 8. For love of Pete, just pick already. Picking a hero is kind of like choosing a fine wine. The longer you take, the more drunk you become. And this guy's loaded. The enemy can now ban your favorite hero, Lusrak. Everybody wants to be the GOAT on their team, but this guy is literally a goat. Lich. How can you make a guy with a face like that buy your ward? Whether it's a normal walk or a time walk, it's still traveling in my book. Enchantress. I tried to guard her once, but she's untouchable. Dark Willow. You can terrorize me anytime you like. Chaos Knight. This guy's trying to kill an old man. And we love him for it. Silencer. Bring in the noise like we're in the library. Crystal Maiden. Looks like a cheerleader, makes carries look like feeders. Tonight's game was brought to you by carpal tunnel syndrome. Oracle. The last time I got a false promise was during my wedding vows. The 2 gods I serve are called Boom and Shakalaka, baby. Bounty Hunter. From downtown, the Whitefire Widowmaker. Brewmaster. Shit, I'm drunk now too. Boom, baby. Zeus. The Greek freak is in the house. Bristleback. Wait a minute, this guy got into a bar fight and now he's a celebrity? I could be a god in this universe. Brood mother, that's a spider. Get that shit out of here. Ricky, his family is dead, and he's making bread. Booyah! It is one scary freak. Bane, you think that's a nightmare? You should have seen my ex-wife. Hey-oh! Holy shit, what is that thing? Alchemist, this guy's doing it wrong. You're supposed to be a convict after you retire. Holy shit, no one told me I could cuss. This is great. And while there's a break in the action, anyone have any questions for me? No? Well, I got one for you. What the hell is going on? Well, be sure to leave a comment for your friendly everyday quitter. Oh, he's going to end up in low priority. This pause is brought to you by Death. Coming to you very soon. Quick, someone hit Alt F4 to get the player back in the game. Am I the only one taking this game seriously? I'm out here too. I'm going to go down to the hotel bar. Text me when you're ready, Chief. It looks like he finally got his potato of a computer to turn on. Congratulations. Way to go, wizard. And that brings that endless torment of a pause to an end. And here comes showtime. Kaboom! Here's the toss. Mano a mano. Radiant and Dire take the field to settle their ancient score. And our worthless player of the game award goes to... What's your name? Hey, when life gives you lemons, throw them at this guy. He sucks. Why would I play a single draft when I'm in a very unhappy marriage? Captain's mode. I hear this is the mode for tryhards. Someone's got something to prove. Least played. And maybe for a good reason. All picked. Just like the NBA draft, except this one's not rigged. Let's hope they pick complete garbage. Man, I need more quarters. This game is addicting. Kaboom! He lines it up, and it's good. Puts up a brick. Rejected. Denied. Get that stuff out of here. I think Underlords might be more your speed. The instant replay just showed that a divine rapier was purchased. Well, time to bounce back and get up in the game, baby. You are the champion. Well, what? Oh, hero. My bad. You're the hero. That thing is fatter than your mama. Whoa, mama, those are some big boys. You know, those enemy creeps really need to be drug tested. The Dire Courier has been killed. Oh, no. That was my little buddy. And your top tower is going down like the viewership in the MLB. So enemy bottom tower just got nutmegged. Wait, this line actually got in? And Radiant bottom tower is gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Top tower to base. I'm under attack, please advise. When the top towers are rocking, means the enemies are knocking. Dire bottom tower has been denied. What do these words mean? This is not rhetorical. Commands all around. The enemy idiots denied their own tower. Okay, I'm getting word that that's bad for us. Hey, you did all you could do. You're much better than your team, face it. Tell them there's no you and team after that loss. You're better off without them. Besides, everybody loves a spoiled loser. Well, that should do it for us here. I'm Tim Kitzer saying, see you next time, everyone. Boom shakalaka. I'm ready for another one right now. Anybody else?
It's so good. It's
And now
so
to let
good.
you know, there was
brought back
definitely
a lot of
DMCA
memories.
music playing on the entire back of that entire thing. If you listen,
I didn't get claimed on YouTube or in the past week, so we'll see.
I was not going to stop you because that
Yeah.
was amazing.
So it's the way it works is the community has to go and vote for that to become an official announcer pack. And so right now on the Steam community page, it has, how many votes does it have? I don't actually. Oh, is it 4,000? I think it's 4,000 right now. So not that many.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
But it's I'll post it in my chat if people wanted to share it around. It's incredible.
I don't even play Dota, and I want to go vote for it.
Totally. You're
So
absolutely
it's
correct.
just so it exists in the world.
It's incredible.
Yeah, where do we vote?
I posted
That's
it in
wondering.
my chat. I don't know if you have that up. I'll post
You
it
throw
in
it in
Slack,
the.
and you
yeah.
can post it around yours. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this in my chat. Those were asking.
It's very good. It's just the spider thing. I'm actually gonna steal that and put that on my soundboard because I think that's some of the funniest shit I've seen in a while. Very, very good stuff. I hope that becomes a thing. It'll replace the Rick and Morty sound pack for me in Dota if I ever go back and play that game more. And that pack would honestly get me to go play that game more. It's that good. It's worth that. What else was there? Monster Hunter Rise showed some more Sunbreak stuff. Co, are you going to jump into Sunbreak at the end of
No,
June?
I never played Rise.
Okay. You're going to leave
I
it?
played Rise.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think the fact that it was like made for Switch just kind of killed it for me. Like it's especially coming from Worlds. Like Worlds was so pretty and high res and beautiful and stuff. And every time I watch Rise, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it. Doesn't
It
do it for me.
definitely is missing the like
Doesn't do it for
texture
me.
work of World. But on PC, I can run it at 8K and it looks, whoa. Drop some frames.
Me?
I think that was me. Everyone just like did
You
really
look like
fast.
you. You look like you're Wang Chunging.
Yeah, they're going crazy. But yeah, I could run the game at 8K. It looks very clean, but it's missing the textures of World. That is for certain. I think that's kind of it in big news. Any?
By the way, I looked up that crab game.
Uh-huh.
That another Crab's Treasure, and it was like, do you play as Sebastian from Little Mermaid?
It looks like it.
Yes.
Well, awesome.
Yeah. It definitely looks like it. I think the Switch, in the Nintendo Indie Conference, they had like 2 people doing voiceovers, and I think they made a bunch of Disney jokes about that. So you're not the only one to get that vibe, Zeke.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked my chat if I missed any of the news. There's that Warcraft mobile game that was announced, which looks like, I think Clash of Clans was the similar game for that. So that'll make $1 billion. That got showed.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate.
I think it's Clash Royale. It's Warcraft Arc Light, something or other, I think was the name of it. That's a thing. The Genshin Impact folk have announced a new game, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. It's called Zenless Zone Zero, or ZZZ is what they're officially calling it.
Okay.
It is basically an urban fantasy action RPG. So take Genshin, remove all the like island, water, and those type of themes, and make it a post-apocalyptic, like urban looking game.
Wait, they made the name of their game Sleep?
Yeah, it's ZZZ. That's the name of the game. Yeah.
I hope it's really boring.
The trailers look. You know how? Have you played much? You've seen Genshin, right, Ko? You know what it looks like. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This one definitely looks like they turned. They're going a different direction for the fandom to get into the characters, if that makes sense. We can look at footage if you want to.
Sure. Yeah.
It's you know. I think the character designs look great, if I'm honest. I think they look really good. There's a giant bear. There's like a giant samurai bear guy, and that's awesome. Here we go. It's gonna be a little loud. I'll mess with that in just a second. Kind of Persona-y as well.
From the makers of 999, we bring you ZZZ.
The animations are incredible, by the way.
A lot of bouncing. A lot of bouncing.
Oh, yeah.
You better look good if you have more money than God.
Yep. Yep. Also, yep.
Okay, good. I'm just glad they have every sort of fetish accounted for.
Yep. Here comes the big bear, too. The best one. There he is. Look at that guy. Probably cost $700 to unlock.
From a loot box.
Well, if you don't have to pay for it. It's self-combat.
Very Persona vibe here. Big. I think these are supposed to be the players. Like the main character or whatever.
So that looks like what would happen if you combined gameplay of Genshin and the artistic animation of Guilty Gear
Mm-hmm.
and the vibe of Persona.
Yeah, but I would agree.
I felt very Guilty Gear. A lot of Guilty Gear in that,
Yeah.
which I think I'm actually with you. Like I don't think I'm going to be a huge fan of the game in general, just like I wasn't really with Genshin. But that looked great.
Hey, when you make $1 billion every 6 months, you can make some really pretty animated characters.
Yeah, maybe a little like it definitely. And funny enough, like Zeke said it as a joke, but it's so obvious it's exactly what those characters were.
Yes.
In terms of like each one fitting a different, type of person,
Yes.
type of individual, and a little overt bouncing and such, a little fan servicey. But the style was awesome. The characters looked cool. Like the music was jamming like that. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna like that.
I would agree.
No question. I
Um,
thought it looked cool.
registration for the initial closed beta test is available now via their official website. So it will also be on PC and smartphone. So it looks like they're doing exactly what they did with Genshin because, hey, that worked
Smart.
obviously as well as it did. Wild, though. They're going to capture like an entirely different fan base and now make $2 billion every 6 months. Like I could see that being incredibly successful. So what else was there? Chat, anything else? There was a couple other stories that they were mentioning that I did not remember. Also, if y'all see anything in your chat, feel free to bring it up. Jim Ryan said dumb stuff. That's true. Jim Ryan did say dumb stuff. Did you guys catch the email that Jim Ryan sent? Basically telling the entirety of PlayStation to not have a hard opinion on abortion.
Yeah.
And then he talked about his cats and his dogs in the rest of the email. Not making that up. That's what he did.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
It was a very ill-conceived attempt at trying to be as neutral as possible.
Yes,
It was. Yeah. Not a good look.
Real silly. Oh yeah, right. The Square Enix sold their Western studios and gave everyone some copium for a new Deus Ex. Ko's already high on the copium. He's sucking it in right now.
Oh, it's gonna happen. There's no. I mean, it was part of the freaking PowerPoint presentation. No. So yeah, Embracer Group bought IDOS. Not IDOS. IDOS Montreal.
Yeah, IDOS,
Montreal
Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is kind of crazy considering that Crystal Dynamics has like a potential big release like around the corner with
Mhm.
Tomb Raider. That's kind of wild. Shows you just how much that Square Enix was ready to get out from under their umbrella.
Right.
Yeah, they've probably been working on this for a while. I think it's awesome that Embracer Group got them. I think that it's very clear. It's very clear over the years that like Japan and Square Enix had such high expectations for these studios, and they kept making these damn decent products and kept getting told that they weren't enough. You're not enough. These aren't enough sales. This
You
isn't
didn't
enough.
sell enough.
It's like
we sold 70 million not enough.
and it's just yeah, and it's just I'm kind of thrilled just to see them get bought. But obviously, Embracer sees more value in this because they're the ones that are buying them out from under Square Enix. So I'm hoping that they'll be put in a position where they can thrive a bit more and make it so it's not just about the numbers. Like it tore my heart in half when the game dev of Guardians of the Galaxy came out.
Right.
And he was like, man, I thought we did a really good job. And then they told us that it didn't sell well enough. He says, I don't care. I thought we did a great job. And it's like, damn it, you did do a great job. You shouldn't feel this way. There's no reason that you should feel like Guardians of the Galaxy is not a good game. And the fact that like your boss was telling you that essentially, like that's such a terrible position to put somebody in when they actually delivered a quality ass product to make them feel that like shame of not being enough.
Mhm.
So I'm really hopeful to see them kind of be able to grow to make their full potential without being told that, you're not good enough.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I respectfully disagree, Co. Like that's how my dad was all my life growing up, and look where I am. I am a
Exactly.
motivated-
Look where you are. It doesn't work.
I don't cry myself to sleep at night. I don't
Much.
punch holes in walls ever.
Never.
You do.
I don't
Wait a second.
scream at the top of my lungs and hurt my. Maybe you're right. You know what? Maybe now that I'm thinking about it,
The crazy part of
my
that whole
God,
thing
dude.
with Square Enix selling that stuff off to Embracer Group is it sold for 300 million.
300 million.
Seems like a steal to me.
I mean, with some of
I'm-
the other deals we've seen recently, like again, that is bargain.
That's like a
basement.
video
Like,
game. That's
just,
a triple A game
please,
budget.
please take our companies. Get
Yeah.
these out from under our umbrella. Oh my Lord, man.
Yeah, please take these companies. We're going where the money is at NFTs and blockchain. Okay, we're
Oh, I
gonna
know.
we're gonna double down on NFTs and blockchain over here at Square Enix, by the way, and make all the money.
Oh
So,
my
and that's
God.
actually
every time that
they actually said
I was
that,
going to
by the
mention
way.
it at the top of the show and stuff like that, but my brother, who I love and trust,
Uh-oh.
came to me
Uh-oh.
for some advice the other day, and I'm like, we had a very long conversation about it. He's not a dumb person,
Okay.
and we had a long conversation about because he wants to invest in NFT something.
Sure.
I was like, let me tell you what I know. Tell you what I've heard. Let me tell you what's been proven. Send me the info you got, and I'll give it my. You're the first person that I love and or respect that has brought this to me, so I'm going to give it a look, and I'll let you go. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm gonna let you know how I come out the other side. If you see me saying stuff that's like, you know, out of character for me, maybe I'm giving you permission to intervention me if you need to.
Okay.
Because, you know, I almost went for Herbalife or one of those things. Like one time I was like desperate, kind of broke. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Having people work under me does sound like a good idea. I'm pretty charming. I could probably get a lot of them kicking up money to me. And then they get people under them kicking up money to them and then back up to me. So if I start,
Dude, well, here's the thing. Anything can be sold with the right language.
Yeah.
And what the people that still fundamentally believe in NFTs now are saying is that this is the time to buy. This
Right.
is the time to
This
invest.
is the dip.
That's what you're going to hear a lot of.
Yeah.
In fact, even some of the most bullish ones are going, "Oh, I'm waiting until it's lower.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait until they're even cheaper, and then I'm going to buy them all. Just watch." And it's just like, that's great. That's like, and I hope you do well, but just, you know, keep in mind, like, that's what they said about Beanie Babies. like there has to like that's exactly what they said of. Oh
It's
no
funny
one's
that you
buying them
say
anymore.
that.
There's no one buying them anymore. Like, this is the time to buy them right now when they're cheapest, because they're
It's
going to get
funny you say that,
expensive
though.
again.
Yeah.
because when I was talking to my brother,
You
I
brought
said
it up.
Pogs.
Oh yeah, Pogs, yeah.
I was like, I remember back in the day, like you could take like, I bought a 50-cent David Hasselhoff Pog and I sold it for like $4 to somebody, and I was like,
Ooh, that's a big upsell.
exactly. And I'm like, remember that?
That pretty much
Remember that,
invalidates
Matt?
everything I just said. That's true. That's a good point. You should probably.
It is
buy
a great
NFTs.
point. Buy Pogs.
Yeah.
Buy. Get them all.
Yeah.
Oh, Pogs, sure. Yeah, do that too.
Yeah, they're dipped real hard right now.
But here's the thing: if NFTs actually bounce back from this, and you know, more power to the people that are holding, I wish you the best. That'll be one thing. But the big thing that has come out recently, for those that haven't been kind of following this, the big thing that came out recently is the volume of trading has plummeted. So like where NFTs were like, where there was a huge, it's not like they're losing their, I mean, they are losing their value, but it's not like they're just being devalued. It's that people are starting to become less and less interested in actually doing anything with them. And that's where people are starting to realize, where it's like, maybe they were only popular because everyone was doing them. And now nobody's really doing them as much. So at the less people that do them, the less of this value is there. So it's like, unless they spike back up in terms of activity, which really nothing leads us to think that they are, like, they're not going to revalue. Like, it's not the value was there because everyone was wanting them, and now nobody really wants them. So it's kind of like, how are
Now
you going
I'm
to
wondering-
re-inspire that fire of I want them?
now I'm wondering if this is one of those like out of touch things. Like everybody in my circle was like, "Fuck them," and they kind of died out. But I'm wondering if like outside of my personal bubble, like the Madden people are like, it's still fucking strong as fuck, and you just don't know about it.
That's what I'm talking about with those people that are saying now's the dip. Like there are people out there that are still super jazzed about it,
Yeah.
and they're just going, "This is natural. This is part of the process." They get really hyped, and then they dip, and then they're going to come back up. So you want to buy as many as you can now. Like there are people that are still fully and fundamentally invested in NFTs, and they think that this is all part of the process. Um, Hopefully, for their wallet's case, they are right. But it's one of those things that's impossible to tell. There's absolutely
It's so volatile.
you're trying to plot social trends essentially. So yeah, it's no one's going to know until it happens. But right now, we're definitely going down.
Yep.
All
Well,
we
it
know for
seems
certain.
like it's going
Right now,
along,
we're
like-
going down.
It seems like it's still going because I wake up every morning and look at my Twitter feed, and I got at least 2 or 3 people like retweeting.
Crypto fast
This is
stuff.
good deal. Yes, you buy this, and they're commenting or retweeting something, and I look down, like sure enough, there's like hashtag with an NFT in it, and I'm like, oh man, maybe I should get into this stuff.
I got an email 2 days ago about another one of making a full NFT collection and how
Yeah.
and they're still offering a lot of money. Like there's still people that very much want to keep the dream alive, and they have and have made a lot of money, mostly off the people that have lost it in this last dip, mostly. But there's a lot of money was put into it, so there's still a lot of money there, and I'm sure there will be for years to come. But it's the society as a whole that's going to drive that up.
Yep.
Not just the few people are going to try, but we'll see.
It's true. Kuga in my chat says a pretty great statement. If Madonna is dipping into something, that trend is over. I agree. Did you guys see the Madonna NFT that came out? I think there's 4
Oh wait,
of them.
one of her birthing things.
Yeah, she has an NFT where she just like gives birth to some centipedes and like a tree, and it's full nudity.
Yeah.
They show it literally everything. It's real stupid.
And apparently it's all like correct.
Yeah, no,
like
it's anatomically correct. It's
Yeah.
So wait a minute, you
Yeah.
can see it. You can see it without having to own it.
yeah. Yeah.
I love that. That's
What are NFTs good for then?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Oh, Zeke.
Yeah.
Zeke.
Yeah, you guys can go Google that one. We're not showing that on.
Let's not
stream.
even touch that. Dude, I feel dirty just mentioning it.
It's real weird. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever watched. It's a strange fucking thing, without a doubt.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall on the time that she was convinced
She
that
got
was a
pitched
good
that?
idea
Yeah.
by somebody. So I was thinking.
Oh man, some like music fucking industry guy. NFTs are big. We need to get into this NFT business. Yeah.
I know the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers forget, like when she like popped out on MTV during like a live performance, she was like writhing around on stage. Like that was as bad as her vagina literally giving birth to centipedes. Like it's a similar thing, like back in the 80s, like the similar scandalousness of it.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new for old Madonna.
It's true. Apex Legends recently passed the $2 billion mark in earnings, which is Zeke, you're talking about games that are surprising that they're doing well and kind of outside the bubble. Apex Legends is that for me. Like I'm always aware that it exists. I'm always watching trailers of new heroes being announced and like the story that they're trying to tell in that game. But $2 billion in earnings historically for that game. What a win for Respawn.
Now, not barring PUBG Mobile, because we know that the mobile variants are, too much
Insane.
king still, but is it the biggest VR?
I don't know.
Has it surpassed Fortnite? Like how's Fortnite doing compared to
I
that?
don't know numbers wise in terms of like players or concurrent players or whatnot. Who's king right now? Because Fortnite, I think, definitely fell off.
Fortnite's obviously still going strong though.
But it's still incredibly huge. It's still massive, right? Like it's still one of the biggest advertising opportunities in games today to put something in. with like cross promotion, big enough that Call of Duty has copied that entire thing with their recent Godzilla and King Kong initiative that they have currently in the game.
You know you've got something good going when you've got Burke Black playing your BR because of Godzilla.
I watched that. Yeah, I was watching him and Max play for a little while. It was pretty cool. Like King Kong, and Godzilla running around.
At one point, it was like somebody like not wanting to take a bad tasting medicine. He was like, I don't wanna, but it's Godzilla.
Yeah, he loves his Godzilla, without a doubt. I mean, I saw Max too, and Max is playing with him, and Max is pretty against Call of Duty, and I saw them drop in for the first time, and Max is like, God, this didn't look very good. This game looks kind of bad, like graphically. And then an hour later, they're both smiling and having fun and like, enjoying the shit out of it. So
dude, some of the little snippets I've seen from it are kind of badass.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never forget in 2042, the first time I saw and interacted with a tornado.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is awesome. Like, this is a cool set piece. This is great. And then I was watching on Twitter, somebody did a GIF of like, at some point, Godzilla comes in and fires his beam like into the middle of the battlefield. And everyone started freaking out. And it actually looked really freaking cool. Yeah. I mean, it actually looked fun. Like, it's wild.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, those are interesting crossovers, if nothing else.
Yep. And then it was a while back, but we haven't done a show in a month. Literally 26 days ago, they announced that new WoW expansion, Dragonflight, and that it was one of the worst cinematics they've done. I think is safe to say. I mean, it's a good cinematic, but compared to like the World of Warcraft cinematics of yesteryear, the Lich King and all that stuff, it's not great. But those are some of the best cinematics in video game history. So you're comparing.
Hard to top.
Yeah, it's hard to top.
So I didn't see that, and I didn't see what I'm also about to talk about.
Okay.
But I did hear somebody say that basically the WoW expansion has like direct rips from recent Guild Wars 2 stuff.
Oh, well, they put flying of dragons in there, but is
that what it was?
Yeah, like the flying has momentum and like inertia. So like to go faster, you like dip down and you do one of these maneuvers where you can get higher and get more speed and stuff like that. I think that's probably what people are referencing. Same mechanics as Guild Wars 2.
Interesting. Right on.
But they announced a new class and a new race for that. You play as a dragon, and I forgot what the name of the class is. It looks all right. It's not anything super crazy. I'll go back, hit cap level in that game, and then quit when the raids come out, as I usually do for WoW. And it'll be fun for a week. That'll probably release later this year as well. Probably a holiday release. So that'll have its heyday on Twitch for a week or so.
Always does.
It always does. Yeah, it always does well. Both in Twitch and I think whatever the previous expansion was called that I'm blanking on, wasn't it like the highest selling expansion of all time for them in terms of just people straight up purchasing it, and then it had the biggest drop off of all time or some shit. I want to say those are accurate statistics, but
not sure there.
It's been a while. Shadowlands, that's what it was. Oh, and then also Wrath Classic was announced. Yeah, the next evolution of their classic servers. Wrath of the Lich King is getting classic.
Speaking of announcements, I don't know if we've actually. Oh,
okay, you're back. I heard. Speaking of announcements, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, speaking of announcements, I don't know if we really. This may have happened right at the tail end of our actual talk shows.
Okay.
The new Outriders is actually coming out soon.
Yeah. I watched some videos of
that. I'm actually stupid hyped for. I'm actually really excited for it. All the best part of Outriders were like their story content, in my opinion, and even the farming was good before People Can Fly kind of ruined a lot of things. But yeah, dude, I mean, it looked kind of cool, it looked kind of fun. I mean, I'm there, man, and I think it comes out end of June, early July or something. It's pretty soon, so.
Yeah, I forgot the release date. They're putting a ton of new content. That's for sure.
I think they're reworking the end game too. June 30th. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the end game was a big point of contention in the base game. So hopefully we'll get not only some cool extra content, but then being able to kind of rework that base game a little bit too.
Yeah.
I was one of the people that put like 30 plus hours
You
in
played the shit
in-game
out of it.
alone.
You played a
I
lot.
did, and I had a really good time until they really kind of screwed up a few major things. So yeah, like I'm pumped for it, man.
I had forgotten because I like enjoyed the game, but I remembered that there was like one thing that really pissed me off, and chat reminded me. It was the ammo noise of one of the classes. I think it was the poison rounds or something like that. Was just unbelievably obnoxious, and so I had to dip out. It was so loud. They might have patched that after I had left in like the first week or two, but it was toxic bullets. That's what it was. It was rough. But they might have removed that, or you might have not have been. I think you played mostly solo, and you maybe didn't
I played
use those.
Solo Trickster.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
played
you
Trickster,
used those.
so no.
Yeah, that was a Technomancer Blight round. That's what it was.
And this is Outrider guys talking about, right?
Yeah.
What kind of a game is that again? I can't remember.
Destiny.
Looter shooter.
Yeah, Destiny.
It's a looter shooter end game with a kind of like standard action RPG main story.
More arcadey, I would say, than Destiny. Numbers get really big. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed the gameplay of it, but I think that ammo noise for whatever reason was just too much for me. That and multiplayer was just straight up fucked, if I recall correctly, when that game launched. There was a bunch of major bugs. And I think multiplayer was like one of the bigger issues in that game initially that got ironed out over time, but I had already dropped it at that point. Anything else in y'all's chat before we take to a break? Zeke?
Someone brought up something interesting about Activision Blizzard having a new diversity space tool.
Oh yes, the King diversity tool that was trending like last night. Yeah, I haven't covered the news on it yet.
It's like a fighting game, circle or whatever, however many sides it has. It shows like, you know, how strong you are in like this is your defense, your kick, your like, you know, like low punch, high punch, like that's what it looks like.
It's this.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I think someone went on Twitter to like tout their and kind of boast about their tool that they were using internally, and they shouldn't have. It's like it's not going to be a good look at all. So yeah, this is the diversity space tool. It's some software. They showed it breaking down the attributes of characters from Overwatch, in particular Anna, who was apparently given scores out of 7 out of 10 for culture, race, and age, but 0 for body type and sexual orientation in the tool. So, yeah. Probably one of those things you shouldn't have shown to the public. Here's
So what is the purpose of this?
The purpose of that is if you want to be fully diverse, I'm guessing you want to have a circle when all your characters are there.
Here's the tool itself. So you can kind of see what how it works.
Huh. Now let me ask you this. This is a probably completely ignorant question, but like
cognitive ability.
If a company wants to make a tool that helps more people get represented in video games, is that like is that bad? Like, is that
I don't
out of my mind?
That's not bad.
This is just a really like kind of
it's just a weird.
It's a gross and kind of maybe creepy way of looking at it.
It's a very labely way to do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is basically like a company's look at optics in gaming and like how is this going to work in social media by the numbers is what this is.
Yeah.
And I think for people to see that, like, you know, I would probably think that most companies have something along these lines where they run all of their stuff through this. You just don't see it. And for people to have that curtain peeled back a little bit, it's like, God, this is fucking soulless. Like, what the fuck? This is disgusting. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it is in a lot of ways, in most ways.
Well, and someone in chat said like, you like, what would like my value on that would like Zippo? Like it would be terribly. It would be like I'd be like 1 out of 7, if that.
Yeah.
Maybe age. Maybe age would give me another point. I am up in years, so I might get a point for age. But I definitely wouldn't get a point for anything else.
Right. For what it's worth, there was a Overwatch dev who is a character artist on Overwatch by the name of Melissa Kelly. She took to Twitter, quote tweeted the Activision Blizzard article that was touting this diversity space tool and said, "God, I swear our company tries so hard to slaughter any good will the actual devs who make the game have built. Overwatch doesn't even use this creepy dystopian chart. Our writers have eyes. The artists have eyes. Producers, directors, etc. As far as I know, all have eyes." So, yeah. Looks like it was... they touted using Overwatch for some reason when Overwatch didn't even use it for anything.
Right.
So,
sure.
Yeah. I would suspect that that's, King made it. And for the mobile market, this seems completely par for the course. In a market where you're simply trying to get and please as many people as possible to get them into your game to spend as much there's probably some even creepier shit like this when it comes to player habits and spending habits in the mobile world. It's probably it's down to a fucking science. Like we've talked about it before, but it's real kind of evil shit.
That's kind of the point that I was coming to. I mean, yeah, this looks, it obviously looks bad on paper. It looks dystopian. It looks like it's boiling people down to tokens and making sure that you please everybody to sell more copies. Like it makes it look like inclusionism is just marketing and not what it really should be, which is trying to make people feel included and actually representing as many people as you can.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting because like it's the idea behind that of making sure your game is more inclusive to more people. That's a good idea. But then it's just like that practice is like about as bad as you can make it. like literally scoring them.
Dystopian is
their
a great
traits.
word. It's very much
just,
you're
like
playing
imagine rating like, oh, this character's sexual orientation rating is 7, but that one's only 4. It's like, how is that one more flamboyant? Like what exactly are you like? How is this?
Yeah.
You're right back. I'm putting all the Twitch streamers I know on that thing. We'll put out the number. Who's gonna bump out the number?
Sure.
See who scores highest.
I
know none of us.
It's just weird. I can't think of a different way to say it.
Here's the thing.
It's weird.
I guarantee. I 100%. I don't know for sure. I 99% bet that Twitch has some tool internally for which streamers to use in their advertising that looks exactly like that.
I wouldn't say exactly, but I certainly
Similar
know that
to
they
it.
actually they have. It's interesting because just yesterday a few days ago, a Twitch employee was actually broadcasting a survey that goes over like all the traits of you and you as a person, and he's just straight up said, he's like, this is how we pick who we use in our activations, we're used in our promotions, and that like the different months that we do, centering on different types of casters. So I would say that Twitch does that, but I would they definitely have more of a human element. And it feels like at least a little more they have some more direction with it. Like it's not quite as just we're doing this to make money. It's more like we're doing this because we want to make sure the right people are in the right areas doing the right thing.
Sure.
Like, yeah, I that what we just saw is pretty bad. Like, that's pretty bad.
Yes, I would agree with that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is internally at Twitch, streamers probably have a number. I mean, fuck, we know we have a number internally at Twitch because that's straight up leaked, but there's different types of numbers tied to streamers for different certain things. I guarantee you. And then that's probably the same at like any company.
I was going to say, using this argument, we could basically say any company that deals with diversity in any way
100%.
probably has at least a system similar to this in some degree.
Without question. Because some like CEO or some executive was like, wait, so how can we quantify this data so I can make really quick, judgment calls on this instead of just going with my gut? And someone went out and made that program, which is exactly what we just saw from King. That's the
I don't like peeking behind the curtain.
That's the world that we're in, unfortunately. Yeah. it is what it is, I suppose.
And also, like, we're probably not the right people to even talk about this. To be honest with you.
No,
Absolutely not. Are you
Absolutely
kidding
not.
me?
Yeah.
No, no. We are
Absolutely not.
the people that score zeros on every single one of those because
Yeah.
we're just. I mean, like we are zero. We are zero.
Someone,
Big old goose eggs.
I saw a tweet on that thing last night or maybe the night before, and someone said, "Well, what does it mean to be in the dead center?" And I'm not going to say what the answer is, but think about that for a second. Think about the 3 people that you're looking at on the show, and that's probably what it means to be in the dead center of that dialogue. That thing, right?
We're boring.
So, kind of fucked at the end of the day. Kind of fucked.
I'm looking at the thing again. There's no privilege like line on there. I'm just looking for ways I can score higher on this, and there just is. It's not there.
There's
Correct.
a whole bunch of spokes and then just one spoke that's white guy. Where do you rate on it? It's just 0 and 1.
That's correct. That's correct.
Oh.
Anything else? I'm moving on.
Probably the best decision. Let's
getting
get
into
out of here.
depressing territory.
Let's get out of
there.
here.
Yeah. You guys see anything in your
I
chat?
can take a leak, man.
Okay. We could take a break. We're good with that. We'll talk some video games when we come back.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I like that.
Yeah. We'll do some video game stuff when we come back. So it's break time
Video
here.
games are always fun.
Yeah. It's break time. We'll take our quick 3 to 6 minute break. For everyone else on YouTube, just go to the next VOD. For everyone else on Twitch, you're going to see some ads. Let us know if you see that Dr. Disrespect ad, because then we're going to ban you for seeing him on Twitch. So we need names.
I made sure
It's in your viewer terms of service.
You have to let us
sorry.
know if you see
On
them so that we can promptly ban you.
And it is on the honor code, so just mention it in chat.
Correct.
So we can then take action.
All right. We'll be right back. More drop frames coming up right after this.